each taking down a third of the hands played, so it would seem as if playing a lot of hands is working out for them.
So if they're both winning all these pots, why is Viffer up 136 grand and Raheem is down almost 60 gur?
It's a good question. While it may look like they're playing similar styles, they're actually not. It's all a matter of quality over quantity and when the pots are being won. Although Rick's winning almost a third of the pots, more than half of them have come pre-flop, and most of those wins have been fairly small. After the flop, he has by far the highest check-raise percentage at the table. Now, the check-raise is a strong move, but when Rick has good hands, he's losing customers on later streets by forcing medium-strength hands to fold on the flop. Also, regardless of his hand strength, Raheem keeps betting big. The repercussions are that when he's strong, he's not getting paid off by worse hands, and conversely, he's only getting called by hands that have him beat.
So that pretty much explains why Rick hasn't won a single showdown the entire session and is losing most of the big pots he actually gets involved in.
Exactly. Viffer, on the other hand, is profiting by making excellent value bets against his opponents and letting his marginal hands go. He's won more than 90% of his showdowns and raked in over 300K when the whole cards get flipped over, which is why he's up. So while Raheem needs to quiet things down a bit, Troy Howard, the music engineer, needs to check the levels instead of the flop and find a way to turn up the volume.
As action continues, Troy's fiancée, Megan Van Wormer, has joined Amanda in the lounge to see if she can bring her man some good luck.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a better rapper than Jeff Madsen or Prahlad Friedman?
Those guys, they're not even on my level. They're not. I mean, seriously. Who's the first guy you said?
Jeff Madsen.
I never heard him. I never heard him rap.
She says.
He's the white kid that said he rapped. Remember? Yes, you did, the other day.
Oh, yeah, well, it was definitely better than the Prahlad Friedman rap.
Can we get Prahlad down here for a rap-off?
Let's get him down here.
My money's on Troy. My money's on Troy, too.
My money, yeah, their money's on me. I don't have any money, so
we got it.
For me, you know? I just want 20% stake in it. I guarantee you there's not a person you can bring down here. I guarantee you. I put my house on it.
Right,
I guarantee you.
He wants to put his house on it. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
He can bet the house on his rap.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
That's a good woman you got there.
That's love.
That's how I got the house.
That's love.
Yeah. Troy bets his rap more aggressively than his poker hands.
Outrageous.
I just feel like I'm a little too old to be a rapper, but I'm just so good.
Let's stick to poker then.
Yeah.
Troy wants Troy at the table as long as he's got money.
They won't let me stop. They keep pulling me back in.
Troy folds, Viffer's out, and Barry folds, so Chow's raise gets it done.
Chow wins another tiny pot.
That one of $4,200.
Most of which was his raise.
You got all aggressive. That's because you started talking about what a great rapper you are.
Right, and now they want me to be aggressive.
You got all aggressive.
They want this $1 million smile. Holla, what's up with it?
I think Troy got into the sugar water at halftime.
I'm trying to get that young patch right here, man.
They sell them for $3. You can have one.
Well, I have some, you know. I sold them. They don't, you know, it's not quite the same
Action
design.
folds over to Rick.
Mine's in marker.
He calls. Jack 8 for the loose cannon on the button. Limps in.
Well, the sugar water hasn't made his play any more aggressive.
Viffer calls.
Let's take a flop.
And Barry checks his option.
This may be the cheapest flop we've seen.
The part is supposed to be eligible.
Smallest pot we've played yet.
Troy's on the button. Viffer and Barry are both out of position.
9-10-4 on the flop. Viffer checks. Greenstein checks.
All right, I'll take a shot.
Raheem's got a flush draw.
That's 1,500.
Troy's got an open-ended straight draw.
You don't believe me.
Calls.
It's not that. I just got a really good hand.
Viffer and Barry fold.
Can't be that good. You couldn't raise me with it.
Well, I got to see if you hit your diamond on the turn.
I don't need a diamond. I don't want you to hit a diamond.
No diamond. 5 of clubs.
Do I look like a man with a flush draw?
Well, looking at all the red behind you, yes.
Rick bets 4,000.
That red's trying to get me to...
Yeah, they're trying to pump you up, man. Bring out the aggressive.
Troy calls.
Yeah, you definitely have the flush draw.
You have a horrible read.
Do I?
For the record.
King of diamonds on the river.
Oh, or a great one. I might have a straight flush now.
Flush for Rick.
You don't have a straight flush.
A straight or a flush.
You don't have a straight flush. But I'll take the risk and find out.
Okay.
Rick bets 10 grand.
That's too big of a card on the way.
Troy folds.
You can tell Troy's not used to lying. Now, Raheem, he's a pro.
Well, considering I had the jack of diamonds in my hand with the ace, there's no way you had a straight flush.
Not only did Raheem hit the diamond on the river, but he seems to also be hitting Troy's last nerve.
The loose cannon getting into a verbal battle with Rick Raheem. Will that affect Troy Howard's play? There's only one way to find out. Don't go anywhere here on The Big Game. Back with more after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas, where the big game's fourth loose cannon, Troy Howard, has recently bled some chips. Nadia Magnus and Ernest Wiggins have already won some life-changing money, but Will Davis's dream came up short.
One double up in Troy's back in contention to overtake Nadia for that NAPT passport. Maybe he'll win enough to buy a house for his fiancée, and then he can just gamble the other one on his wrapping.
I'm the eye candy.
Then we're all in trouble. If you're the eye candy, we're all in trouble.
I thought Cha-Cha was the eye candy.
I'm with you.
Rick double straddled, so the action's on Howard.
Somebody's got to be in his shadow.
Just remember, Barry, I'm on tilt. I'm going to call you and outflop you, even though you may have the best hand.
Barry with a good hand raises to 5,500. Antonio folds. Chow. Jack 10 suited.
Barry's raised, but with the dead money in the pot, that means his range is a little wider. Jack 10 suited is a pretty strong hand in itself, but he could already be ahead of Barry.
I love the double shuffle.
Okay.
That takes talent. Oh.
Chow calls.
I like the Antonio, how does it go? This is sexy.
This is why they call him the magician.
That
That is sexy.
is too much time on your hands.
I'll throw my panties on the stage. That's so sexy.
Yeah, up there next to Joe's will be fine.
Oh, man.
Sorry. Action on the double straddler, Raheem.
Rick never folds, so I can only imagine he's contemplating a re-raise, possibly.
Nope, just calls. So 3 to the flop.
The last one's the hardest. This one's cooler, no?
Do that again? Do that again.
4-10 ace. Action starts on Barry while Antonio continues to entertain the table. Barry bets 9,000 with top pair.
Somebody check his chips. They got magnets in them or something.
Chow, middle pair.
But I like my hands nice and... You have soft hands?
Now it's all worth it because I got to see that.
Do we have to have a callus here?
Raises to 20,000, and Rick folds.
Bad time for Chow to make a move.
How much we laying, Chow?
About 45, 50. It's about 50-something.
It's unlikely a worse hand would call this bet, and also unlikely a better hand would fold.
Barry re-raises to 50,000.
Oh, what I do with that? That's no good, huh?
Every time somebody re-raises him, he mumbles in a different language.
For Chow to make this call, he has to put Barry on an insane bluff.
It's really amazing.
30,000 more to call. Chow basically has to move in or fold.
And it's option B, fold.
It's the Barry Show, ladies and gentlemen. And here's your host. It's Barry.
Mr. Greenstein. Ace on the river.
Barry selecting good spots to make